I wanna be different, I wanna be changed, till all of me is gone, and all that remains is a fire so bright the whole world can see that there's something different. So come and be different in me.
Hey everybody, it's LaTanya Nixon with Different.Changed. Listen, I have something very interesting to share with you this morning. I have begun eating vegan. Now, I am not a complete vegan yet. Baby steps. Baby steps. But I am beginning to enjoy some vegan choices. And it's funny because it's all about your perception, really, as to whether or not that's something that you can even comprehend. Because when people hear about, fake meat or nothing but vegetables and basically grass, it really isn't like that. And I have been pleasantly surprised. So hold on to me. Now, I'm going to share with you a walnut meat vegan spring roll dish. I know it. When you hear the word walnut meat, you're like, I'm about to turn this video off. LaTanya has lost her mind. But I promise you, it is not as bad as what you think. So today, we're going to share. All right. So, in order to have vegan meat, you're going to need, walnut meat, you're going to need some things. Obviously, you're going to need walnuts. All right, so the first thing do with the walnuts is you put them in a bowl and you put water in them and you let them sit overnight. All right, so I'm just going to show you. Hold on. So this is the walnuts that have been sitting overnight. They're just sitting in water, so it's discolored because obviously they're brown and they're sitting in water, and so that's why it looks a little discolored. But there's nothing dirty about them. They've just been sitting in water. All right. So the idea is you take your walnuts and you just drain them. And I typically, and again, they've been sitting overnight, so I typically will rinse them off really good. Okay. And when you touch them, because they've been sitting all night, they're not as hard. And the interesting part about them is they do not have the walnut taste. It's absolutely amazing. All right, so you take your walnuts, okay, and you're simply going to put them in your food processor or your blender or whatever you have. Okay. And literally, I just happen to own, well, it's falling. That's what happens when you're trying to do this with one hand. I just happen to have a NutriBullet. All right. So you simply put that in. And what you do to get the consistency, let me move these ingredients aside, is you just pulse. Okay, you watching that? Here we go. Oh, well, it might help to, well, no, it's turned on. Okay, I'm sorry. You turn on your power. And then you pulse. Wait. Have to lock it in place. Now, there we go. Now, pulse. Alright, see what's happening? We'll do it again. See that? Alright, so now let me just see how much. So what's happening is, if you can see that, it's getting the consistency of ground beef. See that? And so I'm going to do this a few more times and come back to you. Alright, so after it's pulsed a little bit, you can see that it has the consistency of ground beef. And that's the amazing part about this. It literally takes on the appearance of ground beef. It's insane. It's absolutely insane. Okay, and so what you do then, of course, is you just gonna grab a frying pan here. Your regular ground beef. So my frying pan is getting heated. I'm just gonna use some olive oil. Okay, and literally, I'm going to cook this up just as if I were cooking ground beef. And the way I would cook ground beef or ground turkey. And because it does have a little bit of lighter texture to it, I am probably going to add just a little soy sauce just to give it a darker color. So you hear it frying up, and I'm going to use some garlic. And I happen to be a garlic girl, so if you're a person that is not as much into garlic as I am, that's completely up to you. Some pepper. And some people use salt, some people use seasoning salt. I happen to use seasoning salt just because it adds a little bit more flavor. And literally, you cook that up just like you would regular meat. Again, just because I want it to have a little bit of a darker color to it, and that's just preference. You honestly don't have to do this, but again, it's all about what you want to do. All right, I'm just going to add just a little bit of soy sauce to this. And see how it's just taking on that darker color. And it literally is frying up like ground beef. It's insane. It's walnuts. Alright? So I'm going to put that on low. And let that just continue to fry up there. Okay. It's doing its thing. My meat. This is my walnut meat. Okay. I'm getting ready to make my spring rolls. And so the ingredients that you're going to need, I use this Thai red curry paste. And I have just fried up some kale. I'm going to use some diced tomatoes and green chilies. And I may either use black olives, or I had some black beans that I had not finished using up, so I might use that. And I could very well use some chickpeas. It really just depends. And what pulls it all together are these spring roll wraps. It's a blue dragon, and they're spring roll wraps, and they're made out of rice wraps. Okay, so really thin wraps. And so we'll get started. And let's make this dish. Okay, so I've just got a regular bowl here. I'm going to put in my walnut meat, the red tomatoes I was telling you about. I'm going to put in my kale. And I decided that I'm going to use the rest of these black beans. Okay. And of course, I'm going to use this, again, the Thai red curry paste. All right, everybody. So this is what it looks like when it's all mixed up. It's got your kale and your tomatoes with green chili and your black beans, the paste that I used, and your walnut meat. So that's the mixture that it looks like once you put it all together. And again, you could have used the chickpeas or something else like that. You know, it really honestly does not matter. It honestly does not matter what you use. It's your preference. All right, so when you take out the rice wraps, they look like this. And if you can hear them, they're kind of hard. So the trick is that you take your rice wrap. I'm going to get just a couple more here out of the bag. So the only thing you do, you take your rice wrap and you're going to put it in some water. That's the cheese I'll use later. You're going to put it in some water. See that? Just so that it will be able to work with easier as far as making your folds. All right? You just submerge it there. You see that? Really simple. And you put it on some parchment paper. Then you get your filling, which again is here, and you are simply going to put that like right in the middle. Okay. Okay, so you can see that it's in the middle. So, and honestly, you're just taking it and you're pulling it out the parchment paper. And this, honestly, you guys, it's much easier than this, but I'm doing it with one hand. But you really are just making sort of like a burrito fold. You see that? And you fold it up on the other end. And you honestly just flip it over. And it makes a little pocket. And so it's wrapped up. All of your ingredients are there. And I'm going to go ahead and take the time to do up a few more of these. And when I come back, we will put them in the oven. Okay, you guys, so this is what they look like. They're just rolled up. They're not perfectly rolled, but they're rolled up. And I've already put my oven on 350. Okay, you guys, so again, the oven was already preheated at 350. And I'm making sausages too, so you see that in the background. But you simply just put them in the oven. And I typically keep them in for about 20 minutes. All right, everybody, so this is the finished product. It's just the roll, and what you see around it is just some cheese that I put on it while it was hot. And I'm gonna get ready and taste it and see what it tastes like. All right, let's see. Oh my God. I saw him. My grandson is here. Marley is here. Marley, you want to say hi? That's just people saying on the video watching me. You want to wave? Say hello. This is delicious. So again, you guys, that's all I have. I just wanted to share this recipe. Super simple to make, so tasty. And so I just recommend that you give it a try. And just try something different. This is about me trying to eat a little bit more healthy. But you literally could have put any sauce you wanted on. You could have had a cream-based sauce. Again, I decided to put the Thai paste in. Great choice. But yeah, that's all I have for now. Thanks for joining me. Please make sure that you subscribe, share, and like the video. And do what I always ask you to do, and that is be different and remain changed. Thanks so much for joining me, you guys. I'll see you next time.